James Polk here, talking about practiceprofessional.com. It's my new DBA for Apex Law Service. Apex Law Service is a little business I started a few years ago. I have been doing contract paralegal work and legal document assistance, as well as process serving and skip tracing. Um, Almost going on 10 years. I started doing contract paralegal work 5 years ago. And it's been a building thing. It hasn't paid all of my bills, but I've stuck to it. Um, and it's starting to be a thing where, because of the work that we're doing to help sex trafficking victims, using volunteer paralegals to do work for attorneys who take clients who are have been victimized by sex trafficking, criminals who've been rescued out of situations either here domestically or in foreign situations. Um, I've been able to bring in a few $100s a month of support through our website. It's practiceprofessional.com. It's a $24 supporting membership if you want to support what we do. I have like $3,000 of admin bills, and I make sure to pay everything every month. It's really cool. I mean, I am not worried about it ultimately getting enough support for me to take it all the way full time. It took a whole set of layers of things. First, ironing out the legalities of the business model and methods of doing advertising and marketing and paralegal subcontracting. About um, you have to know that we're not a law firm. We connect you with an attorney who you have to hire directly. Once you do, they will use us to do work for them, for you, for your file. I can do any type of work. I started my focus as a legal document assistant on small claims and enforcement of judgment, and I've gotten into open source intelligence, networked with a set of private investigators and different types of attorneys. Um, I have, if you have a legal issue and you would like to just use our business, we have, I have over 30 different attorney contacts who I can connect you with, who will use a small paralegal team that I put together um, for your file. And that's it. It's really simple. If you have someone in your business who knows your business well, who also has paralegal training, we'll use them also, along with maybe another paralegal in our situation. And then there's the paralegals at the offices of the attorneys. We don't do 100% of the paralegal work, and it's just because it does not make sense actually for us to tell an attorney that they can't use their established people. That's my business model. But the pro bono part of it, it came together. I was putting together a model website, and I decided, oh, I think the model thing would be to do pro bono work. So I was just showing people how to set up some technology that I also work on. Setting up email addresses for your own domain. Well, then I just kind of got into what I started writing about, and I realized it was really what has been on my heart and on the back of my mind. It came out to the front was what's on practiceprofessional.com now is doing work for people who are the focus of nonprofits, people who, I mean, even one set of nonprofits helps to change laws for animals, spade and neutering and things, because there's so many animals that have to be put to death every year. These are basically just good causes. But my main focus, because of having worked with kids on juvenile probation, um, is the sex trafficking victims, and also homeless teenagers and kids on juvenile probation. They're totally separate things, but they're the type of thing where this business model fits perfectly. So my main focus has been networking with the nonprofits who do rescues and do other work with law enforcement to help them do what they do. But then all these nonprofits have a connection to when these things happen. See, people who are either former law enforcement or for whatever reason are in a proper position to work with non-governmental organizations who, what they do is they pose. I mean, this is a thing. They pose as sicko Americans who want to buy time with children. in some back room, in some, it's always some type of situation where there's some type of calamity going on, or like, there's a problem with rule of law. Uh, Ukraine has a big issue right now. They call these people harvesters who go there and they harvest the children. They sell them to sickos. Well, so the sickos show up. So these um, non-governmental organizations help the local law enforcement in those countries, and they do a bust when they have whatever intel from whatever angle, and then they get fake arrested along with the real person getting arrested, who's the sex trafficker, and then they get sent back out of the country, and that's it. But they make like Operation Underground Railroad makes the local host country where they're helping that um, police organization do the sting. They make them agree that the kids are going to go into aftercare of a certain set of things. So what we want to do is help uh, with the legal services for those aftercare types of situations. You can volunteer directly with some of the groups that are on praxisprofessional.com. Up at the top, it says groups we want to help. So we're making inroads with these groups. International Justice Mission um, is another group that helps a lot of people. I have a meeting with them this week. That's a great, great connection. A friend of mine from college, who he and I were young life leaders when we were in college, and he's a criminal justice major. I was a religion major. Um, he's made it to another level in his career. He works for an attorney general as an investigator, and he has volunteered with the International Justice Mission and has connected me over to them. So my contact there is a pretty solid contact. So we're hoping that after talking this week, that maybe they'll give us some work to do, either if they have an attorney already doing work, or if they want us to introduce a new attorney to a situation, either for them or for some victims or for another organization. That's how we're going about it. It's just talking with the nonprofits so that we can develop a channel for bringing in new work. And then I've been going just kind of slowly to my paralegal contacts through the University of San Diego's American Bar Association curriculum approved paralegal training program, where I went through in 2014. I'm an alumnus. I keep up my mentor continuing legal education. I do my legal document assistance, registration, stay bonded. I have an errors and omissions policy that covers the other people who are doing work with us. I've slowly recruited a few people, so we're ready to go. We're in contact with some people who we're hoping to do some work for. And I'm going to grow it from there. And I think it's going to be a good thing, but it wasn't exactly what I was planning. Like 3 months ago, I was working entirely on docupletionforms.com. And I had a project for Apex Law Service on the back burner. But now this is on the forefront of everything I'm doing. There was a little snag in the software that's going to take another year or two. But this thing, making emails for the people who do volunteer work at praxisprofessional.com email addresses, that's what we have. And that's what's kind of buoyed the thing forward, because it just makes us look good when we talk with people, and it gives us a continuity, a channel of communication. So um, in this next couple of weeks and months, we're going to be doing more and more. And when I can replace my paycheck from my other job, which is only $3,000, it's not all the money in the world. And I'm planning on doing that only through $24 monthly supporting membership subscriptions to Praxis Professional. Because I want it to be a thing where it's a grassroots level thing, where people also maybe tell some other friends, hey, tell some people who might want to volunteer. If they can't volunteer, maybe they can donate $24. It's a small business grant. We're not a nonprofit. We're a for-profit business. We're gonna create a transparency type of ledger, though, to show what we're spending the money on. Yeah, that's it. I'm really excited about doing more work in this arena. It's something that somehow I just didn't get how horrible and severe it is Like these other countries, they'll bust people and they'll bring the kids into the police station. And that was an uncomfortable type of almost. It's really uncomfortable to say this, but those police stations, they'll just throw the kids right back out on the street, and those sex trafficking organization cohorts, henchmen, whatever you want to call whoever all is involved, they bust one person, but then somebody else picks the kid right back up and puts them right back into the sex dungeon or wherever the heck they are. I mean, it happens in hotels and things around the country. People go with cameras and they do child pornography. A disgusting level of human activity. No, no one you know or I know is going to understand their type of psyche of abusing children like that. They just something's broken, something's seared in their conscience. I'm sorry. They have a compartmentalization that just doesn't listen to natural right and wrong. So that, and there's so much crime and poverty in the world. It's just a thing. I don't think it's, they say you could stop it in this country with some of the software algorithms that are being utilized, like Deliver Fund. Those guys, they have a lofty goal of stopping sex trafficking in this country by monitoring websites where sex is sold still on the internet. I mean, you can see the indicia of underage sex trafficking, but sex trafficking isn't all underage, but it's that focus is underage. Um, you know, adult women think they're working for themselves. They're still manipulated into working for a sex trafficker. So I say, yeah, just I heard um, Tim Ballard at Operation Underground Railroad talking about kids getting pushed out the side of the police department and getting picked back up that very same day, and how they make the groups sign something saying the kids are going to go into aftercare with, you know, psychological counseling, housing, things like that. I think we should work on immigration and all kinds of other legal issues for these kids. However, we can get in contact with them and do work for them, uh, and make a difference is what we're planning on doing. So thank you for listening. There'll probably be like 4 of you who listen this time around. That's why I'm not super worried about the quality of my videos yet. You'll see an increase of quality as there's an increase of viewership and the more work we get done. So thanks.